Hi Leo, and welcome to your February 12th to 18th, or the 11th to 18th weekly tarot reading. Sorry, just give me a minute. When I tune into the cards, I sort of go into a bit of another world, and sorry about that, but let's see what's going on for you this week, Leo. So your additional guidance card, I'm going to pull as I shuffle the cards. You got message in a bottle, which I'm sure you got last week as well. Message in a bottle is obviously about, it doesn't always talk about practical messages. It can be about intuition, receiving guidance, because it's emerging from the water, and the water element represents our intuition, okay? So there seems to be a theme about messages, probably about the way forward coming through for you, Leo. For some reason, that's the message I'm getting. So practical or base more on your intuition. One way or another, you're receiving new insights. So give me 6 cards, please, to tell me about the messages for Leo. So, what lies behind you is a 9 of Wands, okay? The gift is the 2 of Cups. The challenge is the Page of Cups. How people are showing up in your life is the Ace of Pentacles. So you might be receiving gifts from someone, gifts, presents. Sort of the aces all represent new beginnings, new chapters, and the World card is the central issue. The World card is the last major arcana. It's always very, very big news when the World card appears in your reading, because it means something is being complete and something new is emerging. So I'm not surprised that you got an ace and 2 pages, okay? I might pull one more message for this Page of Pentacles, because the Page of Pentacles is the messenger. All pages are. Pages carry the energy of the ace, but they bring them into form. So for example, a new job would be the Page of Pentacles. A new love tends to be the Page of Cups, or it's about restoring an existing relationship back to a state of sort of innocence. You know, that sort of joy before all the ups and downs of daily life get involved. That's what the pages represents, and it's another ace clarified with the Page of Swords. So what is behind you? This is going to be 2 ways. The 9 of Wands is about boundaries, okay? So either some Leos have been having to establish boundaries, or someone has been showing up for you. But how they've been showing up for you is in a very, very guarded way. This is one of my PSD cards. But obviously you can't sort of tell how this card is appearing unless you know the details. So sometimes the 9 of Wands is a very positive card, because it's about putting limit lines down and saying no more, I've had enough, I'm ready for something new to be born, which might be the case because this ace is coming through your relationships. Alternatively, someone is being very, very protected with you, not revealing what's truly going on, which is maybe why the page is a challenge, okay? So the gift is the 2 of Cups, and right underneath it is the World card. So that's really extremely powerful combination of cards. The 2 of Cups is soulmate card. Soulmates come in many shapes or forms, as most people watching already know. And the World card is the completion of one cycle of your life, so you can begin again in the full energy, okay? Which is very interesting, since people are showing up for you with this ace, okay? Because after the World comes new beginnings, new starts. So very hopeful energy. The Page of Cups is your challenge. So this might be a new relationship and the person or you are not letting down your guard to reveal what's going on. That's definitely, without a doubt, one interpretation of these cards. Another way to see it is the pages represent a very sort of innocent, they carry the Ace of Cups, which is unconditional love, okay? And maybe because all our relationships go through cycles and often we forget the love that exists between two people, and what you're trying to remember and get back to is that purity that exists between you and another person. So there's two ways of seeing these cards, okay? But it's definitely about an emotional issue. Now people are showing up for you as the Ace of Pentacles. So this is, the Aces are always about new starts. Now we have to do a lot of work to get the Ace moving forward, okay? It's just like nature, we nurture, we do everything to grow it into an established form. But someone might be bringing you a present, okay? Some sort of gift. This could be about a new job, it could be a new home, it could be something new that wants to be born, because the World card is looking right at this Ace, which is basically about the energy of completion with the birthing of something new. So for some Leos, there's absolutely beautiful energy going on. Yeah, really, really impactful. Now the outcome is the Page of Swords. So the pages carry messages. Message in a bottle is your additional guidance. And again, this message that's been brought forward is clarified with the Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands is obviously, again, the energy of new beginnings. Two Aces and two Pages, which means to me there's a whole new chapter here that wants to be birthed. Now with a new chapter always comes the tying up of the knots, the endings, the completions, because going forward in your life without completion is not a healthy way to carry on, okay? That's what creates overload, chaos. So you've got the energy of new beginnings with, crowned in the middle of it all, the completion of a cycle, okay? Now the World card doesn't come up every day. It's the card of mastery. So it quite often can be quite hard work, I have to say it. It's ruled by Saturn. Before they discovered the outer planet, Saturn was the master, still sort of is, to tell you the truth. It's very complex astrology. But when we're talking about mastery, we're talking about having to assimilate, and you've obviously gone through an incredibly quite challenging cycle to get the World card, that's what I'm trying to say. But it didn't come up in reverse, yeah? Which means the cycle is completing and it's looking right bang on this Ace, which is about the birthing of a new seed. Now all the seeds hold the potential to be a brand new chapter. If we apply our energy, nothing happens in this universe unless we apply our energy to it. And I think this is what the Ace of Wands is saying here, because fire and air get things moving. And this is your outcome. These two together is what creates storms, okay? They create tornadoes, but really what they create is the energy of movement. And this is what wants to happen here. This is either about a brand new relationship that's just getting off the ground, an already existing one, but something new needs to happen. And it really needs to happen because the World card is absolutely insisting that completion and birth happens. okay? Because that is how our whole existence is created. Things end, things start, things end, okay? That is just the rhythm of nature. And there's a sort of, with the World card is essential issue, it's almost getting to the point for some Leos, it's a must that something new begins here. And one chapter is laid down, and action with that air and that fire has to be taken in order to propel your life forward, to birth this new ace. I want another card for you. I'm intrigued what this is about. Okay, you've got the loyal heart. So we're back to the relationship theme. Loyal heart's a very interesting card because it's about seeing the evidence of something. You know that we can have the most amazing relationships or amazing connections, sort of like the King and Queen of Cups. But unless there's evidence to see it, then it sort of exists in this abstract realm, but nothing's actually moving. When the loyal heart appears, it's beginning to see in your hands the evidence of the strength, probably of a relationship. If it's not a romantic relationship, it might be news of work, it might be news of a business partnership, anything. Something that's to do with another person showing to you in a very practical way their evidence of how they want to move this bond forward. And by the looks of it and the outcome, it's moving forward in a very, very active way. Because if we don't use fire and air, nothing really moves. It just exists in this ethereal realm. And life can become quite frustrating when it exists just there. And when that happens, it's always the tools that we need of the tarot and astrology to understand how to propel movement. And by the looks of it, there's a lot of movement for you, Leo, okay? Great reading. I think you're my 5th reading. And everyone else is getting the Hanged Man, by the way, just about everyone. You're definitely not. Yeah, definitely not. This is about seeding a new chapter in work, finances, love, hopefully all combined, okay, Leo? Hope this helped, and I'll see you next week. Loads of love. Bye.